All right, what we have here is a paradox green Burmese python. And you'll hear them talking about Burmese pythons being down in South Florida. A lot of those, well, the majority, if not all of those pythons, came from Hurricane Andrew. The news likes to talk about people letting their pets go, but Hurricane Andrew actually wiped out an exotic warehouse down there. The walls came down, the roof came in, and anywhere probably from 800 to over 1,000 snakes were released into the wild, not to mention all the iguanas, tegus, and everything else. But something cool about Burmese pythons is they have spurs. Spurs tell you that they are a boy snake, and a spur is what these are. They're tiny little claws. And we're going to have a bigger snake here in a minute, and we'll see those spurs better. But some other snakes have spurs, but they're not going to be as noticeable. So you can't really sex a snake by the spurs except for your Burmese pythons. This young guy here, he's going to probably get to 14 to 16 foot. He is a male, and we named him Two-Face because he actually had a split right down the middle of his face. One side was darker than the other. So we named him after the Batman villain Two-Face. All right, this is also a Burmese python. This is just a normal albino Burmese. This is One-Eyed Willie. He got his name One-Eyed Willie because he is missing an eye on that side. And it's not that he lost his eye, he was just born without an eye. It was actually a birth defect. So we just don't let him know that he's missing an eye, and he just goes on with life like it's nothing. He actually came from the Gulf Breeze Zoo in 2010. And so we've had him for 10 years now, which makes him about 11 years old, because when we got him, he was probably about 6 months old. And when we got him, he was only probably that big. So in 10 years, he's actually grown quite a bit, but he could have grown a lot more than this. We actually keep our snakes to a smaller size because we've got a snake that is 20 foot. This one is right at 10 foot. He is a boy, so he's going to have those spurs like we talked about on the last one. His, you can see a lot better. But he's never bitten anybody. People always ask, do they bite? And all snakes are capable of biting, but he has never bitten a person. We can't say he never bites because every time we feed him, of course, he bites what he's eating. So. And he will probably live to be about 25 years old. They are known to live over 20 years with no problem. He will get bigger. This is not his full size. He is going to get probably somewhere between 14 and 16 foot because he is a male Burmese python. Female Burmeses can get well over 18 foot. He's probably 60 to 70 pounds right now, so him being on my shoulders, that's taking most of the weight. He is capable of squeezing hard enough to where I could have to stop talking or stop breathing, but he wouldn't do that intentionally. He would do that just to hang on. That's like if I sit here and jump up and down, his coils are going to get tighter. And that's just because he doesn't want to fall. So, and when they're on you like this, their main goal most of the time is to just get to the ground. But he's one of the ones we let a lot of people hold, and we tell them, you know, they are going to come up by your face. They're not coming up there to bite you. They're just exploring. So, alrighty, what we have here is an Argentina black and white tegu. They are part under the lizard family. You have monitors, you have chameleons, you have agamas, you have tegus. They're just part of the lizard family. They're probably going to be closer related to a monitor than any of the other lizards. They have very sharp claws that they use for actually helping them eat. They'll eat just about anything. They'll eat roadkill. They'll eat eggs. They actually eat fruits and vegetables too. So they're actually an omnivore. They'll actually eat meat and plants and almost anything. They're big pigs. And you'll notice he's got a big long forked tongue, and they use their forked tongue just like the snakes do. They can actually smell with their forked tongue. They do have eyelids, though. Unlike the snakes, they can actually blink their eyes, and they are capable of growing their tails back. So if he was to lose his tail, he would be able to grow his tail back. This is a green iguana, and her name is Miss Iggy. She was a rescue that we took in from Fish and Wildlife back in 2015. And this white mark you see on her was a burn, and it literally was a half of a circle. Every time she sheds, she gets a little more of her scales back. You'll notice over here on her legs, it's really bad. It went all the way almost to the bone. And again, she'll never get all the green back, but she's gotten a lot of it back that she lost. She lost her tail, not when it was before we got her. She came to us with a lost tail, and you'll notice the color difference. It's got the green and the black, but then right here, it's kind of gray. And iguanas can grow their tails back. All lizards cannot. That bearded dragon we had, they cannot grow their tail back. So just because it's a lizard doesn't mean they can grow their tail. And you'll notice here that there's damage. That was the burn. So she was actually, pretty burnt up when we got her. But the people that had her were nice enough. They took her to the vet, and then they turned her over to Fish and Wildlife and just wanted them to find a good home for her. So, and we've had her ever since. She lost some of her spikes. You'll notice that they, right in here, different places. She started growing some of those back, but they've actually taken longer to grow back than the actual scales have. So, but this is an American alligator, and this one is actually right at 3 years old. Gators will grow about a foot a year. We don't overfeed ours, trying to get ours huge, because once our gators get to 4 foot, they have to go back to the alligator park. And you can see he calmed down quite easily. If he was a wild alligator, he would not tolerate this. He'd be flopping all around, hissing like he was earlier. And sometimes I can't even get him to open his mouth for me. So we're going to see if we can get him to open his mouth for us. See all your pretty teeth. There we go. It's all right. It's all right. Show them your pretty teeth. Alligators have 80 teeth. They have 40 on the top and 40 on the bottom. And something else they have is they have 2 eyelids. And you'll notice when I get him to close his eyes, when he opens them, one of them goes sideways.
Oh, very cool.
And that one that goes sideways, those are actually swimming goggles. When he's under the water, he'll normally have that clear lens over his eyes so he can see in the water. Now, alligators cannot grow their tails back, so if they lose their tail, or if they lose a leg or anything else, they will not grow it back. But their blood clots so fast and so easily. If we lost an arm, we would bleed out if something didn't happen. These guys, if they actually lose a body part, it actually clots within quite a few minutes, and they actually can survive without a leg or even 2 legs. May not be able to run as fast, but... And this one's name is Gatorade. So we do not know if it's a boy or girl. There's nothing on the outside of an alligator that says if it's a boy or girl. So now, girl alligators will never grow over, some of them get over 10 foot, but never over 11. So if you ever see an alligator over 11 foot, it's going to be a male alligator. And believe it or not, the males, when it comes to breeding season, they actually sound like a bunch of motorcycles, because they actually reverberate the water, and they do a big giant, just a big giant noise. It just sounds like a bunch of motorcycles coming down the road.